You're listening to the Para House Entertainment Network. Come join us as we take you deep into the fire to the paranormal realms of hauntings, UFOs, ETs, alien abductions, strange creatures, and the vastness of universal consciousness as we continue to seek what is not supposed to exist as we search for the truth that only comes from going into the fire. Good evening, everyone, and happy Sunday night. We've got a super show coming down the line for you today. We're going to have a super roundtable with some very special friends of ours. We're going to have the CC members from West Virginia, Kentucky, and Tennessee with us today. And we are, all the two people on the screen right now are also CC members. And we're very proud to be CC members. We're going to get into a heavy discussion on consciousness, helping humanity, and a lot of different things tonight. We'll be looking for our chat room to be coming through. So chat room, as we give you a few seconds to get in there. Hello to everybody in the chat room that's already there. And we're going to turn it over to Tanya and Billy right now. Hey, guys, what's going on with you guys?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
Awesome. I am
you had
tired,
a wonderful Sunday?
whipped, beat. I got to go out and have a dinner. So I took a break and went out and had a ribeye and came home and went to sleep and almost missed the show. So that's how I do.
Uh-oh.
So what's been going on? Oh, not one of those days.
Well, it's been a good day for me anyway.
I've had to fight a headache today and some ringing in my ears. And I'm recovering from last week and doing yard work yesterday, and today's been a lazy day.
Today has been a busy day for me. The whole week has been super busy, and but we're mustering through it. We've got, like I said, I'm looking forward to the show tonight. And talking to these wonderful people that we have on here tonight. We're going to hopefully actually even try to do this again next week if it all works out well and everyone can still come out here. So chat room, we're hoping that we're going to talk about some interesting things. We may find ourselves keep the YouTube line open because you never know what we may say, and I'm in that kind of mood today that I might be in out of Facebook immediately. So cheers to all. And here we go. I'm going to bring them in. It's going to take me a while. We have several of them here with us. We're excited to have the CC group here. So I'm going to bring in the head honcho of Kentucky and West Virginia, the wonderful Melinda. We've had her on our show before. We're going to start off with her, and I'll bring everybody else in after that. Hang on. Hi, Melinda. How you doing?
Hello.
You ready for tonight?
Yes. Yes.
It's going to be an exciting night. Hey, Kinley. How you doing, my friend? Oh. And here comes Charlene and Galen.
Hi, y'all.
And Shelly's got a little bit of audio problems, but video problems, but her audio seems to be working fine. Seems like she's trying to pull a Melvin tonight. So
yes, the audio is working just great. Just the video.
And we've got Jamie in here.
Hello.
So I think we've got everybody here. Are we missing anybody? Except Deborah was not able to make it tonight. Debbie is is helping her father out tonight, so hopefully everything is all right with that. We're going to miss you, Deb, but we will handle the rest of it.
Looks like we've
Melinda,
got a full house.
I know, isn't it great? I love it.
Welcome to the show, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
So nice to see all you guys.
Nice to see you.
And Melinda, will you please? I'm going to let you start it off. I'd like you to talk a little bit about CC. Give us a little background, and then if we want, we can go to each of them and do a little bio, and then we'll get this show on the road. Does everybody understand what a roundtable is?
I do.
Okay. Good. Because all we're going to do is we're going to be just opening up on the table, asking questions. We'll be taking questions from the chat room, and we've got some great people out in chat. And we'll stop in and say hi to them off and on. But go ahead, Melinda, and tell us a little bit about CC, if you would, please.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Melinda. I'm the West Virginia and Kentucky coordinator for Connecting Consciousness. Our organization, Connecting Consciousness, is a global spiritual community. It was founded by Simon and Becky Parks. Our mission is to connect those that are spiritually awake and aware by creating a strong network of people all over the world. Through unity, we will tackle humanity's global challenges by redefining rules, influencing policies, establishing the truth, and increasing awareness. We understand at Connecting Consciousness that we have to be the change that we want to see in the world. So I read that from the website. But that is what we do at Connecting Consciousness. We try to raise awareness, and right now it's crucial. It's a crucial time in history to.
Melinda, are you still there?
Rose.
Okay, we're going to have a little bit of, maybe we've already been bounced. Melinda, you've done a great job. You've already got us kicked off.
He's back.
No, but I'm trying to check out something right here. Just to add a little bit about what Melinda was talking about is that CC is one of us that shares a lot of spiritual value. We are here to help unify consciousness efforts and to help raise awakening and awareness to ensure that as much light as well as high frequency is given in all stages. And that's one of the high problems. And you all know that out there that have been listening to the show for a long time, and also in chat, that we are dedicated to raising the frequency of individuals, helping them get through that way. The membership of consciousness is, of course, always free if you'd like to join. But the overall writing goal is to help humanity, and everyone here on this screen. That is exactly what each and every one of them do. We are all working towards the goal, volunteering, doing all kinds of things like that. And we're very happy to be able to be here to give emotional support, mental support, spiritual nourishing, any way along that line. So go ahead, Kenley, and why don't you tell us a little bit about you before we get this show on the road, if you would, please.
Hello, everybody. My name's Kenley. I'm the Community Service Project Organizer for the London, Kentucky area. And I've been a CC member for since about March of 2020. And finding this wonderful group has brought a lot of stability in my life. in an unstable and chaotic world, and I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you. We are happy to have you here, and we're always happy to have you in CC also. It's amazing. Most of the people here on this show have heard us, Billy and Tanya and ourselves, talk about family. And it's just amazing how our family continues to grow in light and in encouragement and so forth, because we have met so many wonderful people, like all the people here on the screen, and they all become family, and we care deeply about each and every one of us, and just like we care about humanity. Kelly, it's great to have you as part of it. Galen, go ahead. Tell us what's going on. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Yourself?
Fantastic. Thank you, dear.
Well, my name is Gail Ann. I'm the West Virginia, Kentucky administrative assistant, fairly new to the group, and loving every minute of it so far. I come from a background that has helped individuals on many different levels, and I feel that in some form it's prepared me for this group and what our intent is to do with humanity, is to help them. Thank you for having me.
You're more than welcome. We're going to get you. When we first started off meeting, and we meet on once a week, and Galen was one of the quiet ones.
He is very quiet.
Tonight we're going to see if we can break her out and just let her come with fire and brimstone.
I knew I was in for that when I came on here.
And also a wonderful key person. Here's Charlene. Charlene, how are you doing, dear? Great to have you here tonight.
Thank you, Barry, and doing mighty fine over here on the other side of Kentucky. I'm the event host in London now. I took Kinley's spot. I've lived in Kentucky for 5 years. I've belonged to CC for roughly about 2 years now. And as everyone says, we're in our wheelhouse here. This is our family. And these are awesome people. And we get together every week and we discuss different issues and topics with each other. We also help each other through different things as well. And that's one thing that makes it so special. And our group, I think, is just has so much knowledge. Everybody brings a uniqueness to the table. And don't get me wrong, it's not always spiritual. We do talk about other topics. Want to know what's going on in the world?
Yes, today's world is of most interest to us, and we do talk a lot about that. But we also are always looking at that special thing of how to help others. And Charlene, you're always leading the task into that with looking at gardening and helping others understand all that, being able to open up that side, how to prepare food, how to do all that stuff. And we get to see a lot of great pictures of Charlene's food. That's awesome. Charlene, great to have you here tonight. Jamie, how are you doing, dear?
I'm doing great. My name's Jamie. I'm from Summersville, West Virginia. Most people probably don't know where that is. It's close to the New River Gorge. That's about the closest landmark I can give anybody. Pretty much out in the middle of nowhere. I am a recovery coach in my local community. And recently I'd done some soul searching and discovered that I was a Pleiadian starseed. And I feel that I was burdened with the task of kind of leading humanity into knowing what unconditional love really is. Not what society has taught them it is, or us it is, but what it actually is. And I believe that the vision of CC and everything that Connecting Consciousness focuses on aligns with that. And that is actually why I become a member. I'd heard Simon talk about it on his podcast. I kept hearing him bring it up. And I was like, I feel like I need to be a part of that organization. And that's actually why I joined. And since it has actually blown my mind how much it aligns with that, and how great these people are, the unconditional love that they've shown me and everyone around them.
Well said, Jamie. And as I always say, there's two parts. There's unconditional love, and there's also unconditional forgiveness, because you can't have unconditional love without unconditional forgiveness also. Shelley, how you doing, dear?
Hey there, Barry. I'm doing fabulous. It's great.
You're the one that, I'm sorry to interrupt you for a second, but you're the one that we're going to be seeing screen problems with, but your audio is coming through excellent. Shelley is a beautiful human being. Too bad you can't see her, but maybe we'll clear up here in a little bit. So go ahead, Shelley.
Yes, sure. Okay, so I've been in the CC group for about a year, and I'm just a regular person. I don't have a background doing helping a lot like the other people do. Just kind of live my life. But I'm a horse breeder here in Kentucky, and I care about humanity. And I notice that I care about children, and I notice that people do not practice unconditional love, even with their own family and their own children. And then the reason why for that is because people, I believe, are spiritually disconnected. So the forgiveness is all part of being unconditionally loving 100%. And so I'm here because I care, and I'm with people that also care. And we're hoping that we can make a big difference.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that is the members of our panel tonight. And now I see Billy's rubbing his hands too.
Now it's time to get into the fire.
Now we're going into the fire.
Welcome to the rabbit hole.
Yes. Good evening, and we're going deep into the fire. And thank gosh I got people here in West Virginia, because they probably say far the same way I do. But Billy, you got a question? What we're going to do is we're just going to open this roundtable up to questions. Or are you watching the chat room? I haven't been in the chat room yet.
Well, first of all, I do want to say hello to everybody in the chat room. We see you guys. Please join in. We're doing this for you. And I guess my first question is going to be, how did each and every one of you come to get into collective consciousness? What drew you to it?
Good question.
I'll go ahead and start. I was the director of a youth residential treatment facility. And when I started noticing that things, there was something nefarious going on. I was not like Barry, awake my whole life. I was half awake, kind of sleepwalking around most of my life. But I started noticing that something wasn't right. And the more research I did, it brought me, as I'm sure it has many of you, to the children being trafficked. And that was devastating for me. I had to take probably 2 weeks off from work just because I was so devastated, because I saw pictures and I worked directly with children that were removed from their homes. I supervised visits for children that were in foster care and removed from their parents. So I started questioning everything. And my brother sent me a video of Simon. He resonated with me, but more than just him resonating with me, his organization resonated with me. So I joined. First, I was active on the Telegram group, and the regional coordinator for the East Coast was my state coordinator at the time. Her name is Robin. And she was so warm and welcoming and just amazing, willing to answer questions, very patient. And I just wanted to be part of a community that was like her. And look for a way to get involved in stopping the human trafficking. I mean, so much that I even applied for a border position job. I mean, I was like ready to go to the front lines and do whatever I had to do to stop it. But I realized that the best defense we have is bring in awareness to it. You know, people have to know what's going on. You have to know what to look for in your community, and you have to do something about it. So that's what brought me to Connecting Consciousness. Eventually, I applied to become the coordinator to bring people together so that we can share the truth, and people were aware of a lot more than just the trafficking, so that we can grow together. We could work on many things like growing our spirituality. And I think one of the first steps in that is waking up and finding the truth and learning that you are so much more than what you've been told you are your whole life. So that's what brought me to Connecting Consciousness.
Excellent.
Awesome. You actually just gave me goosebumps.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead, Kenley, if you'd like to start off.
Okay, well, I kind of started all of this early in my life. I always knew something was wrong with the world. Even in grade school and high school, everyone considered me different because I didn't really fit into the normal social things that the other kids were doing. I was always looking for answers. And that took me down a lot of different rabbit holes throughout my life. Spiritual quest to understand and comprehend what life was all about. I studied a lot of different religions, just trying to figure out. I knew something wasn't exactly right with the religions of the world, that it seemed to be more of a division than trying to bring people together. So I researched and went along through college and ended up in a career with the federal government working for the Bureau of Prisons. And I saw quite a bit firsthand of the different things that wasn't right in the system, and I knew that something was coming. I didn't know when it was going to get here or how it was going to come out. And then in 2019, I retired, and for some reason, I always pushed myself so I could retire early. And right as things got even worse in the world, I was able to leave that environment and started focusing on my spiritual journey, which brought me to find a couple of videos on YouTube of Simon and Charlie Ward, and that got me looking into the CC side, the Connecting Consciousness side, and ended up joining CC right after that.
Excellent.
Well, I guess I'm next on I'll go next, I guess. For me, I guess kind of like Kinley, the better part of my life, I've always questioned things. And my dad used to tell me, that mouth of yours is going to get you in trouble. And I'm like, oh, it's either going to get me in trouble or it's going to leave me out of it. But, questioning things, questioning the religion, and, God's always first in my life and always will be. But I'm very open-minded to hearing what others have to say as well, because, there's truth in everything. In every religion, there is some truth, no matter what. And with the background of work that I've done, working with victims of domestic violence, it opens your eyes to a whole new world of the Department of Human Services, the Child Protection Services, and they're just not protecting people in the way that they should be. And when this whole thing, when I came to Connecting Consciousness, it was, I saw videos of Simon and I just aligned with this man because, you know, it's like, yes, finally somebody is saying it and saying the truth, not hiding behind a veil, what have you, but actually putting out there what the actual truth is with the human trafficking, the drug cartels, and all of that. And it's just something that's deep in my heart. And when the pandemic came out, I was able to, I was in between jobs actually. So I was able to, like Billy said, do the deep dive into the rabbit holes and do a whole lot of research, which I don't have time for now that I'm working, but I still try to keep up with current events and see what's going on in the world. But this whole group is just, it's beautiful. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. I mean, people, you can talk to people without, you know, the arguments. It's a different perspective. Everybody has a different perspective. So I'm just proud to be part of it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
You're very, very welcome. And you're so right. Everyone is open to complete discussions on anything. We could bring up any topic, and it helps a lot of people feel that's what you need. You need to have an opportunity to be able to give with people, like-minded people in several ways, and different-minded at the same time, and so that we all are our own individual person. We're all looking for the same goal. We're all doing the same thing. And it's so great that we have the opportunity to get together and be able to share that with others so that we can help others also understand and see that so that they can also possibly grow or seek out the help or the things that they need through the great source or through the light. And hopefully we will continue to do that. So that's very great. Charlene?
Well, Galen, she like you gave yourself up, girl. Now we know you're the mouthpiece.
Not really.
Thank you for coming on tonight.
Thank you.
Well, I was always taught as a child not to ever believe the government. So I never even paid attention to them to begin with. And it wasn't till Trump lost the election on November the 3rd and someone mentioned the cabal. And that was I didn't just tiptoe. I jumped down in the middle of it. So I did all my searching on the cabal, then came into the adrenochrome and the child trafficking on that end of it. And I had my eyes open from the very beginning, but I always knew something wasn't right. I was always extremely intuitive as a child, and it was nurtured through my family. We were always thought to be self thinkers, not to be judgmental, and to welcome change. And and then I came across Simon like everyone else did, and he resonated with me. And when he decided that he was going to open it up to the U.S., I signed up immediately. And Robin was my original event or our coordinator, as with Melinda, and it made me want to stay and be a part of something much bigger. And we just have so much to offer people, and just amongst all of us. And I'm happy to be a part of this group.
And we are happy that you're here, darling. You're very special to all of us. I'm going to save Jamie for last, and I'm going to go to Shelley next. All right.
Hey there. Okay. It was probably a chain of events over time, but the first thing that led me to Simon was probably in 2017 when my mother died, and I was already kind of I was aware that I was on a path of enlightenment, right, and that it was a long, slow process, probably. And so I had communication from her a couple hours after she died. And then after that, everything just kind of really seemed to accelerate for me. Um, so the main skip ahead. So about a year ago, being just disenchanted with everything going on with the COVID and the world and the government, blah blah blah. I was looking for a non-religious way to, and not new age way either, to just work on my spirituality. And when I found Simon, that was his main focus. So then of course found out all the other stuff and everything. And then after a while you start to realize that there aren't very many like-minded people that are awake. So everybody that I've met on the CC group, we're all completely different, but we all have that one thing in common, that we're spiritual, we care about humanity, and so there we go, unconditional love.
Excellent. Jamie?
Yeah, I think I mentioned earlier, I was doing some soul searching, and I discovered what I know about myself now, that I'm a Pleiadian starseed. My mission, basically, I don't know how else to say that, is to teach unconditional love. And I'd kind of been trying to figure out, like, gosh, I'm one person. I live in the middle of nowhere. Like there's hardly anybody here. How am I going to make an impact? How am I going to make a difference? I feel like I need some type of network. And I wasn't like seeking out a network. I just, I kind of said this before it happened. And then, I kept hearing Simon, and he kept mentioning, like, while I was listening to his podcast, I would listen to every single update because I just, I love this guy. I couldn't get enough of him. And he kept mentioning connecting consciousness and kept talking about, stuff that they were involved in and stuff that they did. And something just really resonated with me about the organization and the things that he had said about it. And then, I joined, and it took me a little while to start getting involved. And I kept getting emails saying, "Hey, you're invited to the Zoom calls." And I was like, yeah, I'll do it later, and I'll do it later. So one day I just decided, hey, I don't have to commit to it every week. It's nothing I'm required to do. It's nothing that I have to do. I'm just going to sit through one of these calls, maybe 30 minutes, and jump off, whatever. And I jumped on, and I've been hooked ever since. I haven't really, I don't miss very many Zoom calls. I'm not able to always go to the in-person events, but I'd really love to. I mean, I can't get enough of these people. The group is amazing. I've never experienced so much love, not in all my life. And I've been surrounded by love all my life. Like I've had a really good upbringing. My childhood was really good. But I've never experienced love in this capacity before. And I love every single one of them to death. And I love their focus. I love everything that they do. I just love this group.
And we love you also. And it's very special to have you here tonight and to be able to communicate that to all. And folks, that's exactly what we all do. It's not only, this is a loving community. It's the way that the world should be. It's supposed to be open and spreading the light and the love to everyone out there, helping them in the ways it needs, not being the way that it has been in the last few years where we're locked down. We don't know what our neighbors do. We don't know what's going on everywhere else. We're not offering that hand, and we're not looking up to, we're running on kind of an autopilot. We're not searching for the source. We're not looking for anything else. And that's where it's all getting down to be, where you need to communicate within yourself with love and so forth, so that you can also grow in spirit. As you do that in spirit, then you have the strength to be able to help others throughout in all walks of life, and whatever you do. We've got paranormal people on here tonight in the chat room. We've got all that stuff. And in the same way, as we divide our spirit and as we combine the spirit and all that energy, it works in several different ways. We help people, heal people, offer healing, offer all the types of stuff for people, encouragement, and soul as a soul family to continue the effort to help everybody reach a certain goal and to raise their frequencies and all that. And that's what's so important. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to some of the ones in the chat room and thank them for being here. Pam Stallings, how you doing, dear? I wish you'd come on here. Maybe we'll have you on here next week. It's nice to have you here. She says hello, beautiful family. And then, of course, Mama Bear's in here. How are you doing, Mama Bear? Ada Cox. Good evening, everyone from West Virginia, she says. And Brandon Mersey, of course, there was no Alice Kilter in the making of this show. Billy, hi, Nancy. How you doing? She is a very spiritual person also. Leanne Askew, we've got a lot of light workers, a lot of people in here today listening to us. Frankie Lynn, hello, my dear friend. So nice to have you here. William Nighthawk, I hope you're doing well, my friend. It is great to have you here always. So just Beth Allen. Hello, Beth. It is so great to have you here. Another great spiritual worker and a light worker and a warrior and from Georgia. Just a fantastic person. So glad to have you here. I think Todd Eskew's in here also working on becoming that extra special being that he is. Hello, brother. Deborah Stalling, hey, how are you doing? And Holly, how are you? And if I missed anybody into that little jam there, I apologize. We'll come back and look at you later, but we sure do thank you for being here, and we are here for you. We also appreciate you participating in this. So all the people who are sitting out there kind of going, hey, what's this CC about? How do I get involved, or what can I do more of to do it? Ask us some questions for the roundtable, because this is not only us just doing a roundtable, it is you also. So if there is anything that you can do, and yes, Beth Allen, I can actually see you blushing right now through the chat room. But yeah, please ask us questions, and we will try to enjoy that so much. And thank you all for being here tonight. One of the things that I want to talk about with all you, and that is, as we go through the problems that we have and opening up this world, how do you all feel that what's the best way to be able to raise our frequencies, raise the awareness of spiritual awareness within the community, and to get the community back as one where we can all benefit and move forward into a raising of consciousness into a higher level, into the fifth dimension?
I think the best way, in my opinion, is by going within. I know a lot of people say that. You probably hear Charlie Ward. He's notorious for saying that. But what that means to go within, it means it's a lot more than just a sentence somebody says. To go within is to know yourself, to find that place of knowing inside of you. And there's a lot of trauma people have been throughout their lives. And to go within and acknowledge that and heal that helps you to raise your vibrations so much. So I think to to raise your vibrations, it requires self-care. Self-care, going within. We've been taught our whole lives, if you focus on yourself, you're selfish. Well, you cannot fill a cup with an empty pitcher. You have to go within. You have to take care of you. If there's baggage you've been carrying around your entire life, because there was something traumatic to you as a child, you need to go within and you need to heal that so that you're not carrying that baggage, so that you're healing yourself, and becoming a lighter, brighter person, that has the higher energy to help other people. So I think self-care and making sure you take care of yourself, making time for yourself to reconnect in nature, that helps significantly. To be around people that you love and you enjoy being around, to do things that you love to do, things that make you feel happy. It's for a reason. It raises your vibrations. So I think the first step, in my opinion, is to start with yourself, and to go within and to do what it is that you need. And then once you are solid, there's so much you could do to help other people.
Well said. Well said. Well said. Anyone else want to jump in on that?
Yeah, I think what Melinda said is going within is what, and we've been taught all of our lives to think with our heads. And going within is reaching into your heart and using your mind. Your heart is your mind, and letting that guide you through this matrix of what's going on. And it does raise your bright vibrations, and it opens you up and attracts people toward you as well, because people can see your light. But then yet we have to protect that as well in ourselves. And like Melinda says, is we have to nurture ourselves in order to help other people.
I'll
Yeah,
say
I think
something.
I would agree. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, Shelley.
Yeah. I think I like to keep things simple. I think the first step really is awareness, and then knowing how to identify what is what is your what's high vibration to you, and then you have to be like the police on your thoughts and your behaviors, but you also have to have a way to get your vibration up quickly, because with me, that's when I'm caught off guard, is when my vibration gets low. So I've come up with a way to, it's very kind of embarrassing, so I'm just going to tell you, I have a way to raise my vibration instantly. And what it is, I'll go ahead and tell you. It's kind of goofy. It's I just sing myself. I just sing myself. I just sing a little song, right? So I guess I'll sing it for you, right? Yes.
Oh, go ahead. Please.
All right, go ahead. Okay, so when my vibration gets low, right, and before I start crying or anything else, I catch myself and I sing this, right? Please, oh please, let me know when my vibration's getting low. I know just what I need to do to raise it right up to the moon. Just made up that silly song.
Excellent.
Anyway, but it works for me. It really works.
Here's one for you, Kelly. What's the matter, you? Hey, gotta no respect. Hey, why you look so sad? It's a not so bad. It's a not so bad. I'll shut up your face.
I remember that. That's from a movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Anyone else on the topic? That was great, Shelley. Thank you.
Yeah. She's
My
cute.
pleasure.
I think going within, like Melinda was speaking to, is especially for people who have been traumatized at some point in time in their lives. It's one of the most difficult things to do, but once you come to the other side of that, it's just beautiful. And when we talk about love centered. I think that truly is what's missing in this world today, because you hear the old saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it takes a community to come together and spread that love, not just individually, but you got to start with yourself first, because if you don't love yourself, it's very hard to love on others.
So true, so true. Didn't I tell you she's been getting warmed up just waiting for this night, you know? She's
I knew you had an ulterior motive.
There you go. But yeah, it is so special. You know, light working and being in the type of stuff that we do, it affects all the communities. You know, Billy, Tanya, and I have spent several years in the paranormal, and we battle all kinds of things. In our way that we helped others were from helping them in their house, from understanding different problems and different other situations, and clearing their house, and clearing them, and being able to sit and talk to them about opening up, changing their life in a different direction, and going forth. Correct, guys?
Yeah.
Correct.
I'm just making sure Tanya and Billy are still awake. I think they
Absolutely.
But yeah, it is just, you know, all those things. Light workers are very special people. And light warriors are also in the same regard. And, you know, it's an old terminology that has not been around very long, but everybody uses it. But collective consciousness in this group is always working to do it. You know, we have different spiritual topics that we talk with about each month. There are ways that you can get on and communicate with others through what we call the Mighty Network, and hopefully we'll talk about that a little bit. But Kinley, I want you to take it wherever you want to go with it, buddy.
You know, kind of along that topic of going within, it's also showing, you know, if you're triggered by something that happens out in the world and you react with anger, then you're not going within yourself. You're not letting that negative emotion go. And that goes a long way. If you can learn to release those triggers, release your anger. If you get frustrated, get aggravated, you can't get somewhere on time. You know, your deadline is 5 minutes late, and you just release it and breathe, and things start to happen a lot better once you can do that. And showing love, you know, instead of getting angry at the person that slams the door in your face when you're walking behind them, just open the door and let someone else go through. You know, show the love instead of showing the anger and frustrations.
So true, so true. We're all in a hurry. We all forget about, you know, we're all in a lot of ways. People are self-centered. They're like going, I've got to get here, I've got to get there. But at the same time, the person in front of you is saying the same thing. And it becomes a battle. And all it is just like going, hey, we're all going to arrive. It doesn't matter, you know, if you're on time, 2 minutes late or whatever. Maybe it is if you're at work, but you have to accept the responsibility that there is probably a reason why you're running late, is because that falls on yourself, because you have done something that either you overslept, you weren't responsible enough to be able to do the things, and you can't take it out on other people. You just have to accept it and deal with it and go with the flow. And a lot of times, even when I'm running late, and believe me, a lot of people know me, and I run late quite a lot. But I always try to put that in another. In the other hand, I go, just make sure that I arrive safe, and hopefully, if it's something that I can get there with a way that is right and bright, and everyone else, you know, that all the things work together to be able to get me there as close as I can to be on time. And I put a lot of faith in a lot of different things, and it seems to work very well for me. I don't know about the rest of you. You have any opinions on that?
I would like to speak to something I saw in the chat, Barry.
Oh, go ahead, honey.
Holly said, take care of you and throw out the ego. That is so true. Once you acknowledge that we are all, souls here on earth, most of us are trying to get to the same location. We're taking different paths. And if somebody's stumbling or struggling but alongside of you, it takes nothing to reach down and pull them up. The ego does play a huge role in it.
It does.
So it is important to be understanding of others and that we all struggle at times. So, if it only takes a few minutes to help somebody with their struggles, I think it's important for us all to do that. Whether you're part of CC or not, it's just, a good thing to do. So thank you for bringing that up, Holly. And Beth and Allen, she said, I have watched the YouTube videos on CC. There was one where they spoke about the ego. So Becky Parks has started a new series, and she's had some great speakers. A lot of the speakers on there are CC members, and she's right. They're so informative. So those are great. They're available on Rumble, and they're free to watch. Becky also creates spiritual topics that you talked about, Bear. So many spiritual topics to help people along this journey that we're on right now. And they seem to be tailored. Have you noticed each month what is going on in the world? That topic fits it.
It all comes together.
It's so interesting. So there's those. If you're a member, which it's free to become a member, they have a lot of spiritual topics and spiritual trainings that you can participate in. But if not, and if you're not interested in being a member, you can get a lot of good tips and information from the Simon Parks Rumble channel where he posts the videos. Main thing is to reach out to people if you are in need. Right now, if you're struggling, it's good to reach out to people because there is a lot of people that will lift you up and not tear you down. We're finding out about all these hidden awful things going on in the world, but never forget there's still good people out there everywhere. I know we have members in every single state and in every single country. So that tells me we have a lot of good people out there that's just wanting to help others. And outside of our organization, there's so many other amazing people, and they will all find their way here because our gatherings, our in-person gatherings, are so high vibe and amazing that I can't even put it into words. You just feel like you're finally where you're supposed to be. It's just so fantastic. So.
A lot of the people here, and we talk about another CC member that's in West Virginia and Pennsylvania. A lot of them know this person. It's Serenity Jenny. And they have been around that, and they understand that feeling very much. And it's all the way that all light workers be able to transport that energy, because as that light's beaming out of you, and as we all know, it changes everything around the people. It makes them stronger. It encourages their energy. It brings them more light, and it makes them happy. You're not going to find a miserable light worker sitting on the street with his head down going, oh, crap, what the heck? No, that's not the way it is. We don't do that kind of stuff. I see that Frankie Lynn has asked, alongside of Zoom calls, what does this group actually do? And we have helped in this. We're all volunteers in different ways. We support everything. We have done supporting through the flood victims, doing other things, trying to work with community in the farming side of it, helping others, food donations, anything like that, clothing, helping anyone that we can help in that manner. Uh, that is what light workers do. We also offer ourselves to others for spiritual counseling in any way. It's always great to be able to talk to somebody. It's always great to be able to sit down and break bread with somebody. Go to, you know, there's a lot of people out there that are hurting. There's a lot of people that are on the street. There's a lot of things out there, and there is so much to do as light workers. The community is not one of these things where, uh, you know, I like to call it, and we all call it like a lighthouse. Lighthouses don't run all over the land looking to put out fires or anything else. Lighthouses stand there and save people with their light, helping people from distant ships and everything else to find their way. And that is what a light worker does, and that is what all these individuals do. When they meet with someone, they talk to someone. These are the people that are experiencing, the people that say, "You don't know me, but you resonate with me, and I need to talk to somebody." And the next thing you know, you're talking to a person in the grocery store, and you're hearing a story, and you're going to say, "Hey, try this, try this." I mean, that is the way that this works. It is. There's no special science to it. There's not anything we can do. We can volunteer all we want for all kinds of different people. But as you are, the biggest thing about light workers is they are built to help humanity. You know, and every one of these people that is on this screen tonight are light workers. They have their own light. They have their own thing. They are very, very special people. And gosh, get to know them. Some of the people that I deal with, there are so many people that we will help you get where you need to do. We will talk to you spiritually. How many people contact me? You are more than welcome to contact me at any time. I'm always there for you guys. I am busy, but I can always take on more. Uh, the source and the things above me, just like each of one of these other people here, uh, he never gives me too much more than I can handle. So, uh, and if I can't handle it and I can't resonate with this, I have all these people, everyone on this screen, that can help you and benefit you. And that is what is so wonderful in the world. That's what we have missed for so long. And that's what makes everything so special. Thank you for your comment. Any other comments out there, guys? Any other questions?
Well,
I've got one comment after Charlene's done.
Oh, sorry. Well, I was just gonna respond to, because they were wondering what we do. It's as simple as recognizing that you have an older neighbor down the street that doesn't have any family. Just stopping by to say hello, calling them once a week, or someone down the street that they want to have that garden, and get out there and help them so they can have that garden and have food for themselves. Or we go around and we till our neighbors gardens for them because they're not able to do that. So, and then we'll go back and we'll till it for them this next round for the fall, and so on and so on. I mean, it's just simple little things like that. Reaching
No,
out.
and I believe that that's what a lot of people miss out on. I mean, at the end of the day, we all have the same goal. We want to make it to the end of the day and prepare for tomorrow.
Right.
And it doesn't hurt. It does not hurt you to reach out and help somebody that's in need, whether it be emotionally, financially, physically, whatever. There's always somebody out there that's got it a little bit rougher than you do. And just by doing the simplest little task for people in need, that actually raises your vibration and it raises theirs too. And that's what this is all about. We don't all operate the same way. Um, we all have a role, and a lot of people miss out on that.
Well, growing up, it seemed like it was always like that. We were always going to a neighbor's house or somebody's house and helping them out and doing things. And it's like here in the last several years, everybody's just worried about themselves. Like the neighbors don't come out and talk to you like they used to. You know what I mean? It's just
Oh
different.
yeah.
Everybody's like in their own little world, in their own lane, and that is it.
And that is
Yeah.
sad way too. That's such a sad way to be if you think about it.
But we can change that. We can help.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our day is
And
not
that's-
so busy that we can't reach out and help somebody that's standing next to us, whether it's somebody short of change at the grocery store or whatever, or
Or buy someone's lunch behind you in line.
Yes, I do that too.
that is gonna brighten their day,
Yeah.
which is gonna brighten yours. I mean, it doesn't have to be financial. It could be a kind word. It could be a helping hand. Just look around you. It's always there.
I know some people have been buying little cards and if they go to a restaurant or anything like that, they'll write something nice on there and leave it with the tip or whatever. Just so they'll have that word of inspiration for the day.
That's a great idea.
You've got a question,
Tanya.
Yes.
I just said that's a great idea. I've seen Charlene do little things for waiters and restaurants, and it's just so nice to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is just a wonderful thing. And when I'd love to go into that story when I think about how we can do it, and gently though.
I got a question in the chat room for you guys.
Go ahead.
Todd wants to know what would be your words of advice for someone who goes over the top and to help others but forgets to help themselves.
I would say self-care. You need to remember self-care. I'm not sure how you go over the top helping others, but you shouldn't forever forget to help yourself. And it's not always physical. It's about doing the things that you find joy in. And I tell people all the time, I know it sounds ridiculous, but when there's a storm outside, I love to go sit on my back porch with my feet in the rain. And that brings me joy and peace. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel connected. I have much clearer thinking, and it's just the smallest thing ever to do. My daughter and I, we go walking barefoot in the woods at random places. And I make her take her shoes off and walk barefoot with me just so we're grounding. And I mean, it's the little things you can do. They might not be the same things for you, but the small things that make you happy, try to include them into your daily life. Prayer, meditation, all those things. All it requires from you is a few minutes. And you deserve that time. Every single person deserves time for themselves. Whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is you need, time to take a walk out in nature, take a walk through the city, whatever it is that brings you joy, or makes you feel connected or makes you feel better. Take that time for yourself and do those things every day. Make the time for yourself, because how are you going to help people when you get so run down you can't function? You have to take care of yourself.
Right. And also don't do anything that you can't joyfully do. Because sometimes I think we overextend ourselves and then you feel resentful, and we don't want to do that. So just kind of center your joy over that and reel it back.
Yeah, I want to add to this too, because as a recovery coach, I can really, really, really resonate with that. you can wear yourself out trying to help other people. And it's not that you shouldn't help the people. It's just that also you have to remember that there's somebody inside of this body here, needing help as well. You have to see yourself through the same eyes that you see those people through. You have to have the same unconditional love for yourself as you have for others. And I think that is 100% key whenever it comes to, whenever it comes to doing light work and helping other people. I think if you don't do that, you can't truly help anybody, because how are you going to look somebody in the face and say, I'm giving you my advice and I'm telling you to take care of yourself, but you're not taking care of yourself, and they can see that. Deep down they know. So I think I think really stress and just want to drive it home that it is 100% necessary to take care of yourself as well.
And chocolate. Lots of chocolate. It helps.
Chocolate is great.
Yes, chocolate is great. Chocolate is great. One of the things
mentioned in the chat. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Tara wants to know, could y'all recommend some meditations?
We have meditations that we do on our calls, but they're written. I don't have any links or anything to them. So if somebody else knows of any good meditations, I know Pam in the chat does, because she sent me some really good meditations on YouTube. But if anybody else has any links or knows of any resources,
I would say personally, just finding something that resonates with you, brings you peace.
Yep.
As far as guided meditations go, there's a YouTube channel called Rising Higher Meditations. That's where I kind of got my start with meditating. I listened to them every night for a while, and then eventually I didn't even need the guided meditation anymore. It was just automatic. I went through the steps that she wants you to go through on the videos, and then it was just falling into the meditation every night before bed.
I know for me personally, I find myself painting because I like to draw, I like to paint, I like to do things of that nature. It just brings me so much joy, and I'm a music buff, so I've got the music going on in the background. So it's just one of those things, letting go of life in general just for that moment, just be in the moment and find yourself.
Being focused and not distracted.
Exactly.
Yeah. Turning off the noise, letting your mind quiet, and sitting without your devices around you, and turning those voices off in your head, and don't let those come in. If they come in, tell them they're not welcome. It's just centering and making just that. I was listening to something today, and it was talking exactly about what we're talking about right now. And that's exactly what he said. He said, it's not, some people meditate, some people don't meditate. It's whatever helps bring you calm into your life, whatever that is. Like what Melinda said, she and her daughter walk in the forest and put their feet in the rain. Galen paints. I'm an artist. I'm constantly in it all the time. And
it's very soothing.
Yes, everybody in this
some
group,
people clean. And that's a form of meditation, just sweep.
It is.
Yep. And cooking.
Yeah.
It's basically whatever brings you joy. And, in order to fill your cup, like Melinda said earlier, you need to fill your cup first before you can even serve that to others, because that's what we're here for, is to serve others, right? So if your cup is empty, what are you going to serve? Nothing.
Right.
Great point, Gillian.
Yes. One of the things that I always, and meditation to me means a lot of different types of things. When people say, meditation, everything else. People know I like to run on empty. I will push it to the farthest extent until there is a time when I have to do that, because that is how dedicated that some people are as being light workers. It is very important for us to do that. Truthfully, light workers and light warriors are very incredible and are very rare, and they are people that are here to stand for everyone and to help them reach that height. But when you're talking about meditation and you're going into this other thing, uh, sometimes meditation can be just prayer. If you and uh, all by yourself going into a closet, into your room, whatever, and just talking to whatever you believe in, source, whatever high being that it is, to speak to them and ask them questions. And the meditation part is learning to uh, shed those egos, not let that answer be heated in any way, and be able to listen. The meditation is the listening part. Everyone has heard them. Others say prayer is talking to God, meditation is listening to God. And as you go inside yourself and you're answering those questions, you all came here with a special tool, and that tool is all within inside you. God gave you everything you need to succeed. But other things fight against it. You go to your mind and everything else. Go to the pure light source, your spirit, and ask of that, and ask, and then listen. And for everyone who asks, it will be given.
And to piggyback off that, everybody has a different gift. I mean, not everyone has the same gift. So letting go of that, I want to be like that, or I want to be like this. We're all individual. We all have our own special gifts. So, yeah. I mean, we draw off each other.
Right.
We are all worthy of what we need.
Exactly.
One of the things that's so important, because it just brought me into something, and you guys can comment on it here and let me know, because we all are different. There are some of us are spiritual guides and healers. Others of us are psychic and seers. We're all light workers, grid workers, and gatekeepers. We can be manifestors. All for helping humanity. We can be guides and messengers to others. We can be transmuters. We can be dreamers and travelers, and adventurers and ascension guides. So there's so many different parts of a light worker. Light workers are awakened beings who bear the highest influence in all beings on earth and in their mind. And if we can all get to that, this would be such a great place. They hold a distinct cord for the kindness within themselves to vibrate at a high energy level that enables all to be able to be positive and support others through their struggles. And dang, if we can all do that, and we can all be together, and we can move ahead as one. And it is truly, we are all one, and we are all moving towards the same thing.
We are.
So thank you for that little bit of minute. If anybody wants to comment on that, please do. In the background, I love it because we're hearing the high spirituality of Pug snoring. Pug love.
Sorry, guys.
All love. Pug love is very high energy light working. You got to get it from a puck. Dogs and animals are also great light workers.
I think the people in the chat room are used to it by now.
Yeah.
I see Kinley and Elliot smiling away. We're just
stomach growling.
Yeah, Kenley's got his little dog over there too, I bet. My two big labs are snoring in the room behind me.
Yeah, mine's snoring outside of the door here.
Well, we couldn't lock ours outside the room or they'd be trying to tear the door down.
Right. So they all lay around our feet and snore the whole time.
Frankie Lynn asked, can I be a little light worker for the pets? I said for. LOL.
Frankie, you already are.
Yep.
Yes, Frankie. One of the things that Frankie, you meet people throughout the outside, and they don't realize how special and how helpful they are to others. That you are already a light worker. You're a light worker and a miracle for so many people. Your artwork, all the things that you give to others, and you're just a loving being. Being there is one of those special things, and that's why we love you and our family, and we think that you're just a special person here. We just can't tell you enough how much we appreciate being with you and what you do for others. And thank you so much. You're a very special person, Talon. Anybody else want to?
I think another good way that they mentioned in the chat to get people's vibrations up are hugs. Charlene gives an amazing hug. And Debbie, that is not on this call, her and her husband, Donnie, oh my gosh, you get like a group hug from them, and they're just so high vibe and amazing. And Bear and Twana, super awesome huggers. As soon as I got a hug from Tawana, I felt like I've known her forever when I just met her. It's just the best way to show somebody that, they are important to you, that you care about them. I think hugs are great. And I saw them talking about it in the chat, and I agree. Hugs are awesome for getting your vibrations up.
And it also, it's great when you always hug somebody, and, Billy, Tanya, all of us, and everyone that knows us gets to meet us and everything else. We're all huggers, we like to hug each other. And you leave a great hug on somebody, and you separate. And that's why I always, if I'm down in one moment of energy, Billy and Tanya and a hug can shoot me right across the room in the moon. It's like, wow, great hug. You walk away from it and you can see the static coming off and going.
They're standing up.
Yeah.
It's like you mean.
There's a reason they wanted the 6 foot separation, the interaction between everyone.
Yep.
So true.
And well, some rules are meant to be broken.
Yep.
Yeah. If I've given people that I just met in stores hugs, I've bumped into people that I don't even know. I was a counselor for years, so it's not abnormal for people to just kind of spiel, what they're struggling with on me. And I've given people hugs when they said we were supposed to be 6 feet apart and wearing a mask. Mm-hmm. Human life is more significant than a lot of these made up rules.
Well, since we've gotten onto this subject here, let's talk about conditioning. What are your thoughts on that?
My personal thoughts on conditioning is that, there's different levels of conditioning. You go through it from infancy. Your parents condition you. You're conditioned in society when you go to stores, with the rules, different things. School is big on conditioning children. I see it in my daughter all the time. And it's scary because she is like the best rule follower there is. and trying to derail, what I've come to realize over the past few years as a parent, trying to, to reason with your child and explain some of these things they were taught, conditioned in school, is not a good thing. Is difficult. It's more difficult than what I ever thought it would be, because they went through it for years. Like my daughter's, she turned 16 this week, so she's had 10 years of it, and we've been through it. Most of us that's went all the way through school. It's 12 or 13 years of this conditioning. It's in the workplace. It's everywhere. It's the programming you watch on TV, magazines that you read. All of us females, even men, you're conditioned to think that you have to look a certain way to be considered attractive. You have to be a certain way to be somebody of value. We learned that through the media, magazines, and it's not just women. I see it, men on covers of magazines, like, this is what you have to look like, to be attractive. I think the conditioning, there's so many different layers of it. Some of it could be beneficial, stuff that your parents teach you, stuff that your grandparents teach you. Maybe you have a great teacher at school, that teaches you important things. I'm sure there's people that were sent into your life, like Barry said. Some people are guides to guide you onto the right path. But there's a lot that were set into your life to guide you off of the right path. And yeah, there's a lot of conditioning. What do you think, Billy?
What do I think?
Uh-huh.
I think conditioning has gone on since
the dawn of time.
The dawn of time, since history started being recorded, in so many different ways, whether it's political, religious. I think
the way you live.
Yeah, I think people have gotten everything wrong. Going within yourself, as you were saying earlier, when you have that spiritual awakening, and you do find that within yourself, not everything is in black and white. You can't believe everything everybody tells you. I mean, some things you have to do your own research, have your own experiences,
and don't rely on Google.
And yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time with our daughter who's in school. I mean, the stuff that they don't even teach children how to write in cursive anymore.
No.
Everything is done on.
And she'll be 16 too, in a couple months.
And half the stuff that I know back when we were in school, a lot of the stuff that they taught us, we don't use in everyday life. We find out later on in life that a lot of that is wrong. I mean, science, archaeology, all the stuff is changing on a daily basis. And I just think people need to stop being so closed-minded and being told what is and what isn't, and figure it out on your own.
Yeah, life is not a cookie cutter. I mean, it depends on your environment. It depends on your friends, your family. Everything around you has to do with that. And if things don't resonate with you, you have to learn to use your discernment on things as well. And
Yeah,
we
and
all
that's an
have that.
ever-changing cycle too, you
Right.
know?
Right. We have that inner voice that we need to listen to. And a lot of that's been taken away from these children to not to trust their inner voice.
You know, I always say that conditioning is kind of like magic. You're watching what's going on right here, but you're not seeing what's going on over here. You know, it's to guide you, it's to split you up, to guide you away from what's really going on. And it's just such a wide, it's a wide topic, and it affects so many different things in so many different ways.
Yeah. The best way that I can talk about conditioning and looking at it is knowing it's the way for other people to get you to do what they want you to do. And it is not about, one of the things that as we look through history and we look through everything that we have here in time, everything has been a lie. But it has been a lie to manipulate you into moving towards a certain way. And it doesn't happen all in one year. Look what happened over the last 40, 50, 60 years. It has slowly gone on and it has been from generation to generation. Now it's getting to the point where it's ridiculous. And now you're having a certain amount of things that are being driven into your head that you're saying that this is the way it's got to be because you become complacent. You have become the one who's been that way, that has said and gone through all this period of time where you have put up with all that and you have listened to the lies and you believe the lies. So it's a whole type of breaking free and everything. And that's one of the things about going inside. Everything has been changed. When you get somebody that has ego and wants to rule the world, or evil and wants to do something bad about it, can trick you to making you think something else, then what do you become? Slave. You're a slave to whatever you're doing. And that is the one part that we don't want to fall into. And one of the things that we can use to not do that is history itself. But what do they try to do? They try to hide that and change that from you so that you don't understand the full truth. That is why it's so important to be able to go within and learn about the inner peace that you have inside yourself, the inner soul that is there, what it is, and how it can create and beam out that energy that is so wonderful and become part of so much. I saw a note in here from Frankie. Frankie said, "What about the people who you get a big hug from and you instantly get that bad vibe? How do you remove that icky energy?"
That's true. There's that 6 foot rule.
Yeah, that's it. Go back to the 6 foot rule.
I have family that's like that. Some people, and it goes back to the conditioning. Some people, you go to give them a hug and they stiffen up, like they're terrified of you giving them a hug. And that's, I believe, it's the way they were brought up. There wasn't a lot of hugs in their home. That's with the people that I know, and I know their background with. I can't say it's that way for everybody, but some people's like that, and
that's going to lead into another question as soon as we get through with this one.
For me, that I have specific relatives that I'm thinking of right now. They're all guys, and that's just how they grew up. I still give them a hug every time I see them, and it gets less awkward, but they still do that, and it's just like it's just an automatic reflex. Some people just aren't used to, they're not used to hugs or being told that they did a good job or that they're amazing people. And it's sad that there's some people out there like that, but there is. And then could be people that just don't, are low vibe. I don't know.
Okay, so Christy asks, what if you don't enjoy hugs? I'm not a fan of being touched. Does that hurt my vibration or frequency?
No.
I don't believe.
Does she fist bump if she doesn't like hugs? Does she, give people a fist bump, or What does she do to how does she communicate with people? Just verbally, and she keeps her distance from them?
Well, and here's the other thing too. I mean, love can be shown in so many different ways. It doesn't have to be verbally said. I had a mother who I never heard I love you from ever. And my son actually pointed that out to me. He says, Mom, Nanny never told me she loved me. I said, here's a little detail. She never told me either, but you knew she did just based on everything she ever did for you. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, love can be done in so many different ways. It doesn't have to be a hug. And if you're one that doesn't do well with hugs, because there are people out there that don't. And that's, to me, to be respected. Right. But there are different ways.
And Christy, the people that you would be hugging, they understand that. They know that that's how you feel. So I don't think that changes your vibration in any way.
No.
It's just understood. Some people have a bubble.
Right.
And they need that.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
And yeah, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you don't say anything of what, because everybody has boundaries, everybody has limits. And if you're not speaking those limits or letting people know, then how would they know?
Yeah, I'm somebody like when I meet somebody, I like to give them a hug, but I don't want to sit there and be all huggy with them like that. I'm not like that. I have boundaries. I think we all have boundaries, you know. It's just
sometimes all it takes is a smile or a nod or
exactly
just a wave.
Yeah.
You know, it's just acknowledgement.
A shake of a hand or anything that you can do that's exchanging an energy or that thing is and just being welcoming. Your heart and your light can welcome very many people. You don't have to. You don't even have to get close to someone in the room if you're a light worker to know that they're a light worker and to see that light, feel that light because you know it before you even get close to them because there's already that energy that's already there. And, some people will run away from that, say, what's wrong with that? And other people will gravitate towards that. So never feel ashamed of respecting your own space, your own body, your own thing. But at the same time, I would expect that you would find that as you are continuing on your path, that may change as it goes farther and farther as you find that opens up because there's a lot of some of the things we talk about in forgiveness and carrying those wagons around that have a lot of different things that you have to strip away from. And we talk about the energies that we use as a light being and how they grow and how you do that. But one of those days is taking each day by day. A lot of bad things have happened to a lot of people in a long, many, many times. And we have done terrible things to other people. But that is the thing about forgiveness. You have to take that and you have to get rid of it. You can't pull a wagon that weighs 3,000 pounds down the highway. And eventually when you're going down a hill, it's going to run over you. You're going to have to get up. You've got to drop that baggage. And then what you have to do is you have to start from day one here at this point. And each day is a different day. It's 24 hours. It's 12 hours, however long you're up at the middle of the day and doing your thing. But it all gets better. We can't change anything that we said here on 5 minutes. People have said that. I've said that to people many a time. This show's recorded. You can watch it over and over again, and you can pin us down on everything you wanted to. But it doesn't mean that we are going to, I can change the future tomorrow. I can be a better person in the next 5 minutes than I was 5 minutes ago from now. And that's the key part to remember. That's the hard part. And that's the easy part, really. When you go inside yourself and you are developing that wonderful egg, and there are so many different aspects to it, and I loved everybody telling how they were, how they became to CC and how they find it so beneficial. And then I hear Jamie talking about her being a Palladian starseed and wanting to show love and uh, get out that unconditional love to make sure that everybody gets that, because that is also a wonderful, wonderful thing, because those exist. We've been told that they don't exist. All of these things. We live in a very wonderful world, a beautiful world, and it's been shaped so much, and it makes people are so wonderful. The people that are here are all different and all the same, and I'm proud to be to share my time and my efforts with each of them and everyone here that's on the screen and out on the airway. Um, I would love someone to talk about CC, how to get to it. We're going to end the show tonight, and we're going to get, I guess, Melinda, since she's the head boss, and I'll give everybody a chance to go through and have a closing moment. But Melinda, tell us how people can get involved with CC and what to expect and what's coming up with CC.
Well, you can go to connectingconsciousness.org, or you can go to simonparks.org to sign up for CC, or if you want to learn more about CC, to read our mission statement, what our goals are, to learn more about Simon and Becky, the founders of CC. You can go to those sites for more information and to join. If you join, you click the middle of the heart. And once you join, you're asked just for basic information, your name, email address, phone number, address, an email address, because we do verify that you're an actual person. We try to limit any chances of having trolls on our platform. And you will get a welcome email from Becky. You will get a welcome email from your state coordinator, and you will get an invitation to join Mighty Networks, which is our private CC platform. And Mighty Networks is it is packed full of information. Probably any interest you have, that's spiritually inclined, even some that aren't, you will find on Mighty Networks. We get down through the list of topics we have include prayer requests. There's Simon has an update area, and Becky has a blog on there. Magenta Pixie has 3-step ascension. There's a topic where there's a lot of talks about angels and divine beings. There's a topic for twin flames and soulmates, and there's a lot of discussions about that and information. Soul groups and past lives, hopes and dreams for the new earth, geoengineering, geopolitics, current events, Lightworkers Unite, health, and the 19 remedies, and the one thing that I don't think we're allowed to talk about on here, 5G and protection devices. There's a section for films, book, music, art, poetry, shamanism, the letter that comes before R, Anon,
we can talk about that. I don't care. Just go ahead.
Okay, well, I didn't know if he was going to be on YouTube. Fur babies, hidden human history from earliest times. That's one of my favorite groups on here. Topics. Technologies of the new earth, such as medbeds. Seeking joy in life, common law, education, and homeschooling, because a lot of people are pulling their kids out of school. Archaeology, and then they have memes. That's just some of the one aspect of Mighty Networks.
Don't forget they talk about UFOs, abductions, all the different
Oh
things that
yeah,
people are.
there's a
All
whole
people that
extraterrestrial section.
And that's what it's about. It's about bringing people together.
Right. Exactly.
You know, whatever your interest or what you're drawn to, it's about bringing you together with other people that are you know, like you.
Yep,
Right.
and you can share
Exactly.
conversations and information with people in those groups from your state, anywhere in the United States, anywhere globally, really. I mean, you connect with people from all over. And it's pretty amazing because when it comes to sharing information, you know, people in other countries will have access to different information than you have access to. So when you can talk with them and put all of that together, it's just amazing.
Truly is. Truly is. I know that we've had, understand that there's some things that things do get lost. Some things do, people are busy and trying to get to it. This is a volunteer organization, and sometimes things happen when you're going to a coordinator or anything. It may take a little bit to get through it. If not, then, Melinda helps so many people in so many different
And
ways.
can I speak to that, Barry?
Sure, of course.
If you do join and you are not receiving updates from your coordinator, or if you're not receiving any emails, we've had a lot of issues with certain email platforms like Yahoo, Gmail, just different ones sending emails that we send out to spam. So check your spam folder. And if you're still not receiving your emails, and if you haven't received your invite to Mighty Networks, then go to the website. There should be a help section, and you can message and let somebody know that you're not receiving anything. But if you are on Mighty Networks, shoot me a message. Shoot Bear a message. You know, shoot one of us on here a message and let us know. And we'll make sure that we get either a hold of your coordinator and let them know you're not receiving your emails so they can check into it. Or if you're somebody from Kentucky or West Virginia, Galen or I will get on there and see if we can't figure out why you're not getting what you should be getting. So I've heard talk of that, and I've had people contact me about that. So I just wanted to let people know that it's not that we're not trying. It's just that, like everything, there's all these like roadblocks set up everywhere, little roadblocks. We just got to learn how to navigate them, and you know, we could do that through communication.
Good, right. Final words, anyone? Can we?
I think the biggest thing for me with all of this is I lost a lot of family and friends because I thought different. And then when things started happening, I started pointing out things in the world that was wrong. So a lot of friends and a lot of family just kind of dropped away. And in the to replace that, at the same time that was happening, I found a whole new family. I started finding like-minded people. I'm absolutely positive I was guided to connecting consciousness. And, you know, it's consciousness. We're all connected. And when you start feeling the changes in your frequency, the people that need to be in your life gravitate to you. And that's what happened with me is I needed a different set of people to be around, and it just automatically came. The world is changing. It's going to change. And in the midst of everything, it looks like it's falling apart and everything is going to hell. But, you know, if you look a little deeper, it's actually changing for the better. And if we focus on love, you know, fill in with our heart instead of with our ego and the mind, you'll find your way in the world, and everything you need will come to you. You just got to feel that love.
Well said. Well said. Jamie?
Yeah, I pretty much with Kinley on this one. I feel like I found CC whenever I needed them the most. I'd lost a lot of family and friends as well, even Facebook followers. And I don't know, it just, I'm at peace with it. And look at all the people that have been, you know, like you said, your vibration changes, and then the people that are supposed to be in your life are drawn to you. And that's exactly what it felt like happened to me too. I couldn't have said it any better than that.
I agree. Charlene?
Well, I think that it gives you something to look forward to every week, coming together, and also monthly or bi-monthly going to different um, gatherings. It I don't know. I'm just happy to be with people that are like-minded, like everybody else. We've just lost friends and family, and people kind of like stare at you like you're from outer space or something when you start talking about the current events, because they're so in this hypnotic state from still watching the news. And I, I guess I'm lost for words on this one. I'm just happy that we're all together now.
I could agree with you. And that's a lot of people, I could say a lot of different things. People have to understand that there's good and evil in the world. And there's a lot of lying and a lot of stuff that is not coming out. It's been that way to create a false image in many people's minds. But I think we're going to see all that breaking away because of the fact that as we move forward in the light and sharing the things that we do in love and unconditional forgiveness and love is the thing that brings the happiness to all. And I think we're going to see that very soon. Galen?
Well, that's a hard act to follow on that one, but I think remaining. I think, just to summarize it all, I mean, remaining heart-centered and going within, like we've been talking all night, and dealing with the ego and facing those fears and just keeping yourself grounded in a chaotic world. And how do you do that? That's the things that we have to look inward and find those items that can keep that calmness and peace with us, whatever that may be. I mean, it's different for everybody. So stay heart-centered, guys.
Well said. Well said. Well, guys, I thank you for being here tonight. Chat room, we thank you. I believe we're going to try to do this again with others. Do you think that's going to work out? Would you guys like to try it again next week? Because I think we'll have some more news to talk about and be a little bit better off. You want to give it a try next week, guys?
Sure.
Awesome.
Yes,
Linda, you ready for that? Well, chat room, we thank you for tuning in. It's always been a pleasure to be here with you. This show is not about us or anything else. It's about you guys bringing information to you that can help you. And we are so happy to be able to do that. I hope that you continue to watch us, and we'll see you next Sunday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central Time, and 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And we're going to have the group from CC back, and then we're going to go into in the next couple of weeks, we're going to go deeper into the alien conviction. So we'll be having a few of stories on that. And then we'll be going back into the paranormal. So God bless you all. Have a great night. And thank you so much for tuning in. And best wishes to all.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Love you.
Good night.
Good night.
Love you.
Bye.